As you know, I just came back from the Winter Clergy Conference, which means every year, the week following the Divine Mercy Sunday, all the priests from the diocese we gather, and we go back to school learning different topics. I actually really didn't like this year's topic before I came because it's about the liturgies, the sacraments. I thought that would be pretty basic. Well, the first day is pretty boring, they go pretty basic. But then they heat it up slowly when they come to the liturgy part. You know, in every diocese you have the priest on the left wing, the one on the right wing, and the one on the middle. You know, they call the conservative or the liberal, right? I don't believe there's anything called conservative or liberal. Those who follow the church call the normal. The rest of them are abnormal. That's what I call them. They are neither liberal or conservative. You either with the church or you would not with the church. So if you with the church like we are here, we call ourselves normal. If they are on the left or the right, they belong to that one up there. But you know, when we begin talking about that, then, you know, priests begin to heat up the debates and try to defend their practices. So we actually spent a lot of time to the point that the presenter said, "Father, can you hold the question until after the talk because I want to get my material through?" So we spent too much time debating. We didn't have time to talk bad about you, so you good. Okay, I told you last week, so we didn't talk bad about you at all. Quite interesting, and I will try to share as time go on, you know, what the church or what the different people, the liturgists, you know, point of view on certain things, from the kneeling, the genuflectings, and you know, do you kneel, do you genuflect before you open the tabernacle, or you open it, you know, all these things. But we go into that another time. But we thank you for praying for us. We had a great time, and you know, I sat there and listened to all these debates, and sometimes I didn't see it relate to our church family. My mind began to wander. And Jerry's know when my mind began to wander and thinking there are things the church needs to be done. I always think about different things, and I did. I used my phone. They thought I was taking notes, but no, I didn't take notes. I used my phone, the church on one of the topic that I discussed with Jerry and the leadership of the parish before I took off is about what we call the new age of atheism. How are those things up there on the internet affect our young children? Because when they search, they hear all these false articles or videos that God didn't exist, that Jesus actually didn't, not even a historical figure, or if he really rise from the dead. And I began to have questions like that from our young. So I talked to Jerry, so I sit there and I begin to research those things, you know. And before we can answer them, we have to understand where they came from and what's been presented to them. So I did those research, and I found it quite interesting. As I'm doing those research, I came across an article talking about a group of college students, how they convince all the college students, let's party, not to worry about it. Why we have to worry about 8 hours sleep, you know? They said you have the rest of your life sleeping when you get to the cemetery. And that's one of the articles I read. They say you can rest all you want at that time. Now, as I'm reading it, I don't know what they're thinking, but I don't believe any of you and I who sit here in this church today want to rest permanently in the cemetery. We just want to go there and we pass on into the next life. We don't want to permanently rest in there, do we? You see how they must those inform and our children begin to believe in that? No, we don't believe that we want to rest there forever. It's just a place where we're passing through and we rise from it into life everlasting. And that's what we celebrate on Easter today. And let me tell you, I don't know what you're talking about resting. But according to the Bible, after Jesus rose from the dead, he didn't rest a lot. Man, you try to map him out. He's appear here with this person, go to Emmaus, meet this person, I mean, he's literally, must have a four-wheeler, moving that fast around. And he said, I am the life, I am the resurrection and the life. He didn't say, I am the resurrection and the rest. He didn't say that. Life means full of energy. The first reading today from the Acts of the Apostles reminded us that what Peter and John healed the people. And people say, what power did you do that? And they explained to them, the power of Christ whom you crucified. But he didn't blame on them. He said, out of ignorance, you and your grandparents, your fathers did that. But don't worry about that. That same Christ who died and rose gave us that power. So he called them to turn around and change their life. The same thing with the second reading from the letter of John. So people, we all celebrated Easter. We celebrate the resurrection and the life, not the rest or the death of Jesus. And that's one thing that I love about this church. Have you ever attended a church? I just did one yesterday afternoon up in Atlanta when I had the wedding up there. The church is very beautiful. They built it 15 years ago, $28 million, 15 years ago. Nice, beautiful church. But I think the people are dead. I celebrate Mass with more than 1,000 people, and I feel like none of them responding to me. Or maybe they discriminate against me, I don't know, but or maybe they didn't understand my English. I don't know, maybe they Yankees and I'm rednecks, I don't know. But I mean, literally like, but half of my homily, I get them to say amen. And I was like, dude, this guy Catholic? Actually, he's a Catholic. Come on. How do you proclaim the good news? The one that Jesus said today when he met the 12 apostles. He said, you are a witness to it. And what is a witness? A witness is a one who saw what happened, who heard what happened, who swear that you're gonna tell that exactly what happened. And how could you be a witness when we no longer live in a life full of joy? Before the 8 o'clock Mass, 8:30 this morning, I got an out-of parishioner who said, well, Father, I don't think I tell you this, but you are one of the best priests I ever met in my life. And I say, well, with your age, probably you have met a lot of priests. And she goes like, probably 45. And I said, can you just explain to me what made you say that I'm one of the best? He said, because you are excited about God. She told me, Father, I know you're a sinner just like me. It's not that because you're better than me. And she told me very clear, Father, I just want to, for the record, you're not as holy as many priests I have met. And I'm cool with that. I know I'm a sinner. We all know that. And I know I'm the biggest sinner. But she said, you love Jesus. And I can see that. And that's what I loved in you. And probably that's what you do too. You know, when I get excited about God, you know, when I'm preaching, you know, I go on, I scream, and then I go, woo, woo, and you have no clue what I'm saying, but you still like it. Because you may not, and many of you have told me that in the past, that, Father, I don't know what you were saying up there, but I knew it was good because you was into it. So people, many times, yes, the language, the communicating are important part, but the living witness are very compatible and important part as just as understanding. Many times in your life as a love relationship to your spouse, your children, grandchildren, mother, son, daughter, father, you know that. Many times it's not the language, it's the living. You know, by the side you know that I love you. And today, God calls you and I to be that living witness for Him. The witness that we need to proclaim what we believe with joy. And let's be honest, how many, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but you know, many of you here today, because somebody have invited you and tell you as a living witness that this is a crazy church that you should be part of. Because somebody invites you. Because the joy. Oh, as I told you many times, when people ask you, how's your church? It's okay. That means it's not okay. You see what I'm trying to say? When a priest says, so how's your church? Is everything fine? Everything pretty good, which means it's not good. When it's good, you say, Dad, you need to come and take it out. This is crazy. Man, we smoke, but you know, that means it's good. If you just tell them it's okay, you know it's not okay. It's surviving. That's what it means when you say it's okay. The reason Christ didn't want a surviving church, He wanted a living church. I'm talking about that. Now, don't get too all excited about that. I do, but you don't have to, okay? This Thursday, with the leadership, we're going to meet for the first meeting with the building, with the diocese. Because before we want to talk to you, we want to talk to them. What we in control. And I'm recording this homily so they know what I'm talking here. We know who's in control of what. Because it's my job as a pastor is to do what God wants to do. Now, do I like a building? Just look like a cathedral? Heck yeah. But is that what is more important? Are we going to burn our people out? They go to church every week, worry about not having enough money, being stressed out and have no connection with God. My job, yes, we're going to need the church. For our children, for our grandchildren. But we're not going to build it in a way that we're going to turn them away from the church. We build so that they can be part of the church. And I want you to understand this. You know I don't know anything about building, so they have a lot of work ahead of them. I mean the committee here, okay? And you guys, I am not trained how to do fundraising. And I don't train how to build. But I told you when I first came here, if that church is going to look like a cathedral, then the church in your heart is going to need to look like a St. Peter Basilica. What I'm trying to make a comparison is this. The physical building must never be equal to the church in your life. The church in your heart and my heart has always must be greatest one we ever built. Any buildings will come to an end, but the church in here will bring us to life everlasting. Let me say it one more time so I get an amen, all right? Just miss that part again. Okay, all right? Any buildings will come to an end. But the building, the church in your heart, will bring us to everlasting life. Amen. My dear beloved, living witness of Christ is an important part. I got excited. I told people at the 8:30 Mass this morning that if I fall to sleep during my homily, wakes me up. I slept probably 45 minutes last night the most. I just couldn't sleep. I don't know what or how. And you hate it when you know you have, like, hey, if it's on a Monday, Tuesday, who cares, right? I come over, say Mass, and I go home. Nobody knows. But I don't want you to look like I'm a dead person. You know that. We have experienced going to church and leaving there more depressed than we entered. Christ didn't rise so that you and I can be depressed. He rose so that you and I can rejoice. I am the resurrection and the life. So that you and I will have life. And that life must be contagious. It must be spread to wherever we go. And talk about Jesus. Yeah, he did rise from the dead. Peter said about it in the first book of the Acts of the Apostles, the first reading today. And we are witnesses. Peter said that. We mean he and John. And he says it again in the gospel today. Jesus wanted to make sure the apostle didn't think he was a ghost. Because ghosts can't eat. You know that, right? That's what I told you last week. Remember? When I go chasing all this devil around these houses where they call me, I take them back to the rectory. They don't have to eat. I don't have to feed them. They don't eat. So what did Jesus do? He said, give me something to eat. And what did they give him? Man, I'm so proud of my ancestor Jesus. He must be Vietnamese or Filipino. Because he can't be white. They don't eat fish in the morning. Big one. What you laughing at? You know we do that. I'm so proud of my ancestor, Jesus Christ, who ate fish in the morning. And actually, I just did today between the Mass. He was real. The man that was crucified died, but rose again. He's not a ghost. He's a reality. The reality that witnesses have been told generations after many. And that's what you and I believe. And that's what and who we follow. My dear beloved, every day when you leave the church, rejoice. Put on a smile. I think Jerry or Cindy, I don't remember, sent me a text of some picture because I told them, I want to put some word as you leave the parking lot. And I don't know which one yet. Should we go make disciples or, you know, like something joy. You call on my cell phone, you know what that is, right? And my voicemail. And I say, and then I always say what? God bless you and give smiles. Put on that smile, the smile that Christ gives us. The smile that we know He's not the Lord of the dead, but the living. The smile to let the people know I am rejoicing in that resurrection. So my dear beloved, let's continue to build that church of joy, of church of that living. And until we pass on to the next life, we don't want to rest. We want to leave. We want to live with Jesus. Until that day, may everything we do give the glory to His name. Amen? Amen.